So I dug a little deeper and I found this quote by Anton LaVey. In the scores of books lining the shelves of New Age bookstores, there are instructions for guided meditation, creative visualizations, out-of-body experiences, getting in touch with your spirit guides, fortune telling by cards, crystal balls, or the stars. What if Satanists reclaimed these for their own dark purposes and integrated them into rituals dedicated to the devil, where they rightfully belong? New Agers have freely drawn upon all manner of satanic material, adapting it to their own hypocritical purposes. But in truth, all New Age labeling is, again, trying to play the devil's game without using his infernal name.
To start off, I'm actually a student at Bethel School of Supernatural Ministry, and I attend Bethel Church in Redding, California. And Bethel Church is one of the biggest churches with the deepest involvement in the Word of Faith, Prosperity Gospel, New Apostolic Reformation sort of movement. So I have a lot of firsthand experience with what being involved in some of these movements is actually like. I have witnessed the false gospel that they preach, and from someone who is still here at Bethel, who's still at Bethel School of Ministry, I can attest to the fact that they are preaching a false gospel, that they are preaching a false Christ and a gospel that cannot save.
I have found throughout Scripture at least 75 examples of things the New Age has counterfeited, such as having a spirit guide, trances, meditation, auras, power objects, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and more. These actually belong to the church, but they have been stolen and cleverly repackaged. This is from the book Physics of Heaven, a Bethel book.
To dive a little bit deeper, there's a website called Joy of Satan Ministries. It's a website dedicated to spiritual Satanism, and on their website you can learn about the following topics in depth: astrology, auras, magic, self-hypnosis, incense, pendulums, runes, telekinesis, brainwaves, clairvoyance, past lives, chanting, the pineal gland, the chakras, bioelectric technology, the astral plane, spells, the Kundalini serpent, and trance. And you can learn all of this stuff from their Satanic Witchcraft Index, their information about the human mind, and their index of satanic meditations. Why would the Joy of Satan Ministries teach these things unless they were consistent with spiritual Satan?
But still, there are too many that are ignorant. They have no idea what is even going on. They have no idea what the New Age is. They just want to be a part of something new and a new movement, which we've learned, be careful for new movements. Because this is part of the prediction of the Alice Bailey. We're going to use the churches. They're used to churches, so we're going to not get rid of those churches. We're going to use those churches and infiltrate them with new doctrines, with new apostles that are getting new revelations from God that you'll never find in that Bible. Our youth are falling for this great seduction, and this is where our heart goes out. The youth are falling for this. They're hungry for God, and they want experiences. They want to experience God. So what they're doing now is they're leaving their Bible, and they're going into all these different practices that we are being told we have to take back from the occult, take back from witchcraft and all these other things that we can use it. And Harry Potter was a big part of this. Don't fool yourself. When they started infiltrate, that is nothing but witchcraft coming in. And I'm just amazed at the pastors that didn't stand up against that, that just thought, oh, that's just nothing. They just let this stuff creep and build and build and build. So many of our youth are falling, and we're going to lose a whole generation if we don't stand up.
When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee.